If you're here tonight because you've just been laid off, because the email came, the meeting ended, and now you're sitting alone with a storm of thoughts, I want you to take one slow breath with me. This moment feels like an ending. And in many ways, it is. The end of your routine. The end of the stability you counted on. Maybe even the end of a version of yourself you were trying so hard to hold together. But please know, it's okay to feel shocked, it's okay to feel numb, and it's okay to feel like everything is spinning and nothing makes sense. You don't have to be strong right now. You don't have to figure anything out. You don't have to turn this into a lesson before your heart is ready. You are allowed to just be. And in this quiet space, I'm not here to fix you or push you. I'm just here to sit with you, in the dark, and gently whisper, you're not broken, you're not failing, you're simply moving through something hard. And I promise, this feeling won't last forever. Losing a job doesn't just take away a paycheck. It shakes something deeper, your identity, your sense of direction, your place in the world. For a long time, your days may have followed a rhythm, morning routines, emails, meetings, coffee breaks, the quiet drive home. And then suddenly, it's all gone. The stillness that follows isn't peaceful. It feels empty, strange, like a silence you didn't ask for. No more messages, no more plans, no more small talk with coworkers. And when people ask, how are you? You don't even know what to say, because part of you is still catching up with what just happened. There's this invisible weight, like you failed somehow, like maybe you didn't try hard enough, or weren't good enough, even if you know, deep down, it wasn't your fault. That kind of doubt clings to you in quiet moments. It whispers that maybe you're behind. Maybe you've lost your momentum. Maybe you'll never feel steady again. But here's something no one tells you loud enough. This pain is not a sign that you're weak. It's proof that you cared. You gave your time, your energy, your ideas, your effort, and now you're grieving what that meant to you. Grief doesn't just show up after loss of life. It shows up when something ends before you are ready to let go. That's what this is. It's grief. And you have every right to feel it, to sit with it, to move through it slowly. Healing doesn't come from pretending you're okay. It comes from being honest with what hurts, and letting softness carry you through. There's something about losing a job that makes you feel like you've quietly vanished from the world. One day, you're in the flow of things, meetings, messages, responsibilities, small talks in the hallway, and the next, you're just gone. No announcement. No goodbye party. Just an absence that feels louder than words. And while life seems to carry on for everyone else, for you, time moves differently. Slower. Heavier. And sometimes painfully still. You scroll through social media and see everyone else moving forward, getting promotions, launching businesses, starting new roles, and even though you try to be happy for them, there's this sinking ache inside that says, why not me? It's so easy, in that silence, to feel like you're the only one. Like you've fallen behind. Like you missed a step everyone else knew about. But here's the truth no one says loud enough, you're not alone in this. Not even close. Right now, there are so many others sitting in quiet rooms just like yours. They're not posting about it. They're not talking much about it. But they're feeling what you feel, that quiet confusion, that deep tiredness, that fear of not being useful anymore. And it's not because they're weak. It's not because you are. It's because something was lost, something meaningful. And that deserves space to grieve. You might feel invisible, but you're not forgotten. You might feel unworthy, but your worth hasn't changed. You're still you, even when the world gets quieter. And slowly, gently, you will find yourself again. Not by forcing it. Not by rushing. But by showing up to each day, as you are. Some days, all you'll do is breathe and try. And that's enough. That's more than enough. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not alone. You are in a moment. And like all moments, this too will pass. When something big ends, like a job, a title, a role you've lived in for years, it's easy to let that loss shape how you see yourself. You start to believe that your value is tied to your productivity, your position, the nameplate on your desk, or the team you led. But the truth is, jobs are roles, not identities. Titles change. Projects end. Offices move on. But who you are, your kindness, your ideas, your way of listening, your quiet determination, none of that is erased by a layoff. None of that is taken away. The world often measures us by what we do, by our LinkedIn headlines, by the results we produce. But what truly defines you is how you show up when things fall apart. It's in how you keep going on the days when no one's watching. It's in how you choose patience over panic and softness over shame. And if right now you feel lost, that's okay. Being between things, between jobs, between answers, between versions of yourself isn't failure. It's transition. And transitions are where new things begin. You are not just a resume. You are not just a job title. You are a whole human being. Complex. Brave. In progress. What happened to you is a chapter, not the whole book. And this chapter will not define your worth. What defines you is how you continue, how you care, how you rebuild, not in a rush to prove anything, but gently, because you know your life is bigger than this moment. And you are bigger than this loss. So what now? When the dust settles and the inbox is quiet and the days stretch out like long, quiet pages, what can you actually do? The truth is, you don't need to figure everything out right away. You don't need to rush into job boards or force yourself to network when your heart still feels heavy. The first thing you can do is rest. Not out of weakness, but out of respect for what you've been through. You've just experienced a disruption, a separation, a shift, and rest is the soil where healing begins. You can start by giving yourself a gentle routine, even if it's just waking up at the same time, making your bed, going for a short walk, or brewing a cup of tea in silence. These small rituals remind you that you are still here, still moving, still capable of care. Write down your feelings, not to fix them, but to meet them. Let the page hold what your chest can't. And slowly, when the fog begins to lift, let curiosity return. What have you longed to learn, but never had the time? What parts of yourself did your old job never get to see? What would it feel like to redefine success, not as climbing, but as aligning? You don't have to turn this into a comeback story. You don't owe anyone a transformation. But you do deserve to rebuild, at your own pace, in your own way. And maybe that starts today with just one small choice, to be kind to yourself. That is enough. That is powerful. That is movement. If no one told you this today, I'm proud of you. For being here. For listening. For sitting with the hard parts, instead of running away. You didn't have to stay for the whole episode, but you did. You gave your heart a quiet space to breathe. And that's not small. That's strength. Gentle, real strength. I know the road ahead might still feel uncertain. But the fact that you're still choosing to show up, even in this quiet, in-between moment, that matters. Healing isn't loud. It's quiet like this. It's made of whispers, pauses, tears you don't post, and mornings where you simply try again. And you're doing it. Softly, patiently, beautifully. So tonight, or today, whenever you hear this, know this, you're not broken. You're not late. You're not alone. You are simply becoming. And that is a beautiful thing. I'll be right here, whenever you need a quiet voice to remind you, you are enough. You always have been.